New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And we're here to talk about a Knicks loss to the Celtics. Excuse the echo. Knicks lost to the Celtics, but it does not matter because you know what? Starters were sitting out. Our guys were really resting, and I feel like we're not trying to show the Celtics everything we have. So you know what? We trotted out our own unique starting five. We had McBride starting. We had Grimes starting. We had Sims starting. We had Dante starting, and we had Mitch starting, and we lost 123 to 110. But it's all right because Grimes gave you 22 points and shot 7 of 12 from 3. McBride was ultra aggressive and gave you 16 points, 4 rebounds, and some steals and 6 assists. Sims had like 3 blocks and 10 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo gave you 15 points and 3 rebounds. Hartenstein gave you 13. And Isaiah Roby, yeah, you heard me say it. Isaiah Roby came in and gave you 11 points and shot that thing from the 3-point line, all right? And all along the Knicks lost, but who really cares? Who really cares? We care to see some progress from our young guys, and I saw some things tonight, and we're going to get into it, all right? Before I get into it, first, let me introduce the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Brian G's in the building. I'm glad to see Knicks B and C team hanging there with the Celtics A team, just preseason.
I'm sweating, profusely sweating. Man, this McBride almost took y'all down. That's crazy. I think I need to really reality yourselves, all right? And also introducing newest member of the squad, our lady, hooping since she was 9 years old, played some college ball. Shout out to Ebony. What's going on, Ebony?
I'm good. I'm exactly like you said, excited to see that our B and C team was able to stick it out and with the Celtics A team. McBride, he showed me something today. Especially on that. Well, we already know he's a dog on defense, but on offense, he definitely showed me a little something today.
Nah, for real. We was making him sweat. Look, we had an all defensive lineup, Ebony. Like you said, we had McBride, we had Grimes, we had Dante, and we had Sims, and we had Mitch. And then you look up at the end of the first quarter and you realize, wait, we scored 30 points in the first quarter. Isn't that supposed to be our defensive squad? Why is our defensive squad putting up 30 points in the first quarter? Whose man is these? It kind of threw me all the way off. But even though the Celtics put up more points, I think it was 41. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all. Let me start off with you, Ryan G. What did you think of this game? I know I was happy to see my man Quentin Grimes get off, but what did you think of the game?
Well, yeah, I think the bright spot overall is probably Grimes. His 3-point shot was definitely what this game. He shot 7 of 12 from 3, which is definitely a positive. Also saw him hit a couple of threes off the dribble as well, which I think, is definitely a positive as well. Because I think Grimes is known more as a spot-up shooter. So the fact that he was able to knock in a few threes off the dribble, I think that's a very, positive for him. And besides Grimes, I think McBride is the other one that showed up tonight as well.
Yes, sir.
McBride was definitely aggressive on offense. There was a couple of plays where he made a couple of bad decisions with the ball, especially when he threw that full court pass to Fournier, and there were like 2 Celtics on him. I didn't agree with
Listen, Ryan, when you not getting taken out the game, you do some things, all right? You do some
that
things.
Is true.
And you know what? True. Try it. I'm not mad. Try everything. This is the time to try. This is what you want.
But that was the wrong time to try because there was 2 Celtics on Fournier. That was the wrong time to try. But besides that, he was aggressive. I like the fact that, he shot 2 of 8 from 3, but in the first quarter, he definitely knocked down a couple of threes. He was aggressive going to the basket, finishing at the rim. So, definitely got to give McBride props for that. Yeah, the defensive lineup. I know we talk about, the 2 bigs, and that we're hoping that the Knicks don't go to that lineup often in the regular season, but it can work in spurts because if you look at the game tonight, The only way it could work in spurts is if they surround either Sims Hartenstein or Sims Mitch is if they surround him with three shooters. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
If they add Barrett into that lineup, that's when it gets clunky on offense, and then that's when it just falls apart. But if you have those two bigs in there with three shooters around them, especially guys who can play defense, it can work in spurts. Is it a lineup that the Knicks should go to often? No. But in spurts where the Knicks need a defense, it can work. I think it can, as long as they have three shooters around those two bigs in the middle. And yeah, that's my thoughts for tonight.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm excited to have two close to 40% shooters in a starting line. So me personally, I was really excited to see Grimes and DiVincenzo play together to see how that dynamic worked and how they played off each other. But I'll get a little bit into that a little bit later. Ebony, I want to get your thoughts on the game. I know you was excited about McBride too. You were kind
Yes.
of, you were kind of throwing
I was-
just like everybody else was throwing.
I was hyped though. One thing I keep saying about McBride is that if he can get his offense to be as efficient like he was in the G League, then he can find his way into some minutes or situational. I think he impacts the game. I seen him cookie Jaylen Brown like 2-3 times. Locking. Yep. No left hand. He locking him up. Picking up people full court. Like he's a menace on defense. So for him to hit the shot and look so confident doing it, I was enjoying that. He was no hesitation, and like you said, you play a lot more free and knowing that you're not coming out. And you've seen that with Grimes. I love what I saw with Grimes. He has the tools. I'm very high on Grimes. He definitely has an NBA game. I just need him to slow it down. A lot of times he's a little bit jittery. Like go over here,
Yep.
So I like everything. I like the Sims Mitch situation. They were hooking up with each other a couple times. You've seen the fast break.
Yeah.
Then you see Sims try to repay Mitch with a little dump off pass. I was like, okay, I see y'all, the big men working together, trying to at least. I know it's just experimental, but it's cool to see them try and things that they wouldn't try maybe in the game. So
Sims has a little bit of passing instincts. Like he has like a driving kick, set up point guard thing happening there.
He impressed me.
Yeah,
with that a little bit. I was surprised to see that too.
Yeah, me too. Like Sims has a little bit of something. He didn't really score a lot. The spacing is still a little bit weird, but they played off the spacing better today. I feel like they did more what they did last year, is where if he catches the ball at the 3-point line, whoever shooter is on the court will immediately run to him and he'll just screen them off and kind of do like a impromptu curl play. And they did that a few times, and that works a lot better than what was happening the game before when they just gave him the ball and just looked around and waited. Because that didn't work at all.
Definitely, I noticed that too. He was constantly picking, constantly keeping himself as an offensive weapon because we know he's not a shooter. So he would pick and come back and pick again, or off ball pick. He was just constantly trying to set somebody up so he could always be an offensive weapon. I noticed that too. So they're doing a little bit of adjustments. You see Tibbs trying different things, I guess.
There's like a little bit more off ball movement here and there. He's trying lineups. We're not turning into the Golden State Warriors championship off ball movement thing, but we are moving the needle a little bit. It's big deal for Tibbs and for us. I'm getting back into my Grimes bag real quick because I felt bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray that Quentin Grimes was not getting the ball when Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett and Julius Randle were in the game. Today, he seemed ultra aggressive. And I know the coach told him to be ultra aggressive, but today he actually did it. I guess it's just the weight of not having the starters there, I guess, kind of got him into that mindset because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there were shots that I saw him take today that he could have easily taken the game before that, but he chose to pass it off. Today he was ultra aggressive, and you know what? I'm getting to my one dribble pull up, my off. Like I felt like he was shooting over the defense a lot more and just setting up himself. And I want him to do that a lot more, even when the big three is there, or mid three, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
I need that. I need that from him. I need that because he's a in college 39%, 40% shooter, high volume shooting guy. We can't go from a high volume shooting guy to a low volume shooting guy once you get to the NBA. I want to have that threat here, and I
Yes.
just need more. I need more. Hopefully, he takes us into the next game and into the season.
Yes, I hope I would like to see. I know we was just talking about we're not Golden State, but I would definitely like to see him run off more screens more often. I think that movement actually helps Julius and Brunson, even RJ, to help get that. But if he can continuously hit this shot like he was doing today, and with the confidence that he was doing and the poise that he was doing it with,
Yeah.
uh, I see, that sky's the limit.
Like, come on, just give me. He's giving me them shades of Houston a little bit. Just give me a shade.
A
Houston
little,
Thompson. Houston.
Yeah.
Clay
yes,
Thompson.
definitely. But that's why I love him. I see shades of that. Like he has the tools. His jump shot and his form is pretty. It's so pretty. And then you see that he doesn't really back down. He has that factor to me. I'm not sure where his ceiling is, but I think he's going to be a very good pro.
Right. And I can say the same thing for McBride. I don't know what happened between last season and this season, but he's been super aggressive. I really want to see that no fear attitude into the regular season. I hope it carries over because he looks a lot more confident now than he did last year. Like I remember watching G League games last year and watching Summer League games last year and seeing this guy as a dead eye shooter. And I felt like that's how he was in his first half. And I think he kind of got worn down by Drew Holiday and those guys dogging him all day. So by the time the second half came, I felt like he ran out of gas. But that first half, I felt like he was aggressive. He was actually finishing at the rim. And I actually saw him go by his man without a screen. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? And I know people have been talking about his handle for a few years. But even before this game, even though I didn't say it last post game, I forgot to say it. But I want to say this. His handle looks a lot better than it did last year. Like a lot. He looks a lot less hesitant, a lot more fluent. You can tell he's put in a lot of work on his handle in the summer. Is he gonna be breaking down people off the dribble at high volume this year? I don't know, but he looks more comfortable moving around the court on an NBA with NBA defenses. And today was a good test because he was doing it against the freaking Celtics starting five. So not bad. It wasn't bad. Not bad today. Good
It's
showing
not
for me, bro.
Yeah.
exactly. And what I noticed with McBride also is he's not getting bumped off of the places any like he was last year. I remember they would push him and he might lose the handle like you were mentioning. And I didn't see that much today. His first step, I don't know, for somebody to be so smooth, I would think it would be faster. I'm gonna keep saying it. Because I'm be waiting for him to blow by people on the regular, and it's like he's struggling. But I noticed that even when he was struggling, it was no panic. One time Brown almost clamped him up, and he found Grimes for a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
And I thought that was big because last year McBride that might have been a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
So you see little growth, and I think that also because the game is slowing down for him. Come with film and picking your spots, things of that nature. He just seems more confident and comfortable in his game right now.
Yeah. When you're not super fast, you gotta use positioning when you're not super fast. Like you gotta put your shoulder. People, you play ball, you start to realize, man, if you're not super fast, all you gotta do is get your shoulder by somebody. Once you get your shoulder by somebody, back into it, man. I feel like he started learning. I felt like he was doing that thing that IQ does when he gets past somebody. He puts his body into him and creates space. He started to do that too. So I feel like he's starting to pick up a few of those NBA tricks, and he's bringing it to his game. Ryan, I don't know if you have anything.
Yeah. No, it's just, I mean, you two pretty much said everything. I think the one major area where you see growth is definitely your aggressiveness with the dribble. when he's getting to the basket because he's actually getting to the basket now. He's not struggling as much with it, and I also like the way he's finishing at the basket as well compared to last season. So yeah, I think those are the two major things that you see that you look at McBride, you see growth in on the offensive side of the ball.
I agree. Yeah. So salute to those guys who really brought it to this game. And salute to the chat too. Shout out to DJ Space Ghost, Knicks are nice, King, Ja, Michael Moss was here earlier. SK is probably getting some Taco Bell. I saw you. He's about to get some Taco Bell earlier. Shout out to Jason M, one of the OGs on the squad. Michael Uno, everybody else is rocking with the KL3 show. Hit that like button and subscribe button too. If you're new to the channel. And did you see the Dexter interview? Did you see the Dexter interview? I'm gonna put the Dexter interview on the channel too. If you have not seen the Dexter interview, watch it twice. All right, go to NY Post SNY, watch it there, and then watch it again once I put it on here. All right?
Exactly. And make sure y'all like it, and make sure y'all leave comments as well. Blow it up.
Blow it up, because this is what happens. You blow it up. They invite me back. They invite everybody else on the panel there. And then we bring him here, and then it's like it's a circle. It's a circle of appreciation for the content creators, and then we get more guests here. We can get bigger guests here. Like it all helps feed into the growth of the KOT show and the growth of the type of content we can bring you guys. All right. So salute to you guys. Interview. So I thank you, DK. I appreciate it. Salute to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Yeah. Let's get to Dante DiVincenzo. I mentioned earlier, I mentioned this on Dexter's show. I was really curious to see what our team looked like with Dante and Grimes together, because I'm really curious to see, especially when Jalen is here, I'm really just curious to see what a team looks like when you have two guys who can hit threes in like end of game situations, and it's harder to load up on people. You know what I mean? And you started to get a glimpse of that today, even though DiVincenzo didn't really hit threes really today, except for the beginning. But like the threes he did hit were impressive because of where he was pulling it from. Like he was in the parking lot. Like he's training with Steph. So he was like, oh, I'm in the parking lot, I'm open. Like, oh, okay. That's in your bag. Cool. Now, hopefully the percentages go up as the season goes on and he gets more comfortable within the offense. But I'm really curious to see how that element plays out as the season goes on. I feel like Ebony's shaking her head. I feel like she wants to talk, so I'm going to go to you first.
Nah, I love Dante. I like the Villanova crowd. I like their whole mindset and demeanor. As you can see, just the little things. He loses the ball, but he never quits on it. Dives on the floor about 2-3 times to try to get the ball. That's Dante's forte. You're going to get 100% all the time. He doesn't back down, and just makes winning plays, and you can't. That's underrated. That you could get if he doesn't do shoot from the parking lot and it doesn't go in, he affects the game in other ways. And definitely his 3-point shot, I was glad that he was hitting it earlier to show some of the fans that were doubting that he can. He can shoot. He can be a big part of this team, especially off the bench unit. I see that bench unit running people off the floor.
Yeah. Fans, you gotta remember, it's only preseason. They just got together. If he's not shooting well from three, you got to give him a chance to kind of, get the camaraderie going. Let people know, hey, this is where I like the ball. I like it in this place. I like going to my right. I like going to my left. Like you gotta let it marinate, guys. The first day is not the end all be all. Go ahead.
Well, hold on real quick. And also because they doing they work out. You got to get used to that strength that you put on sometimes. So that's always a case where people are slow shooters in the beginning of the season. You see that they have to adjust their muscle to their new strength. Yeah.
Like remember when Amari put on like 600 pounds of muscle and he sucked for like 20 games.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he slimmed down. All of a sudden, he was dominant again. Yeah, it's that situation.
It happens.
I'm acting like it happens to me. Like I just put it on like 50 pounds of muscle out of nowhere. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, yeah, Dante is a true definition of 3 and D because that's basically what he gives you. He gives you 3-point shooting and he gives you defense. He's like the perfect definition of that. Yeah, he wasn't. His 3-point shot wasn't really going down a lot tonight. It was mainly in the first half. He was knocking down those threes. But you already know what you're gonna get with Dante. You're gonna get consistent defense. You're going to get 3-point shooting, and I mean, I did watch Dante a few games last season with the Warriors, but I didn't know he had range like that though. When I saw him pulling up from the parking lot, I was like, whoa! I was like, hold up,
Yeah,
Steph Curry range?
yeah. Nah,
Okay, I see you, Dante. I see you.
nah. I
But
saw.
besides
I
that,
knew.
yeah. But the only concern I have with Dante going into the regular season, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jay Ellis, but when we went through his cleaning the glass stats, didn't it show that he's not really a great finisher at the rim?
You're correct.
Yeah, and in the first couple of preseason games I've seen him play, he's been showing that when he's at the rim, he's not really a good finisher,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing he's gonna have to improve on with his game. But besides that, he's a typical 3-and-D guy.
Yeah. It's funny because people who just see the highlights, they think he's a good finisher because you'll see him catching the rebound and like dunking it over tall guys and like, yo, he's a great finisher. But then when you really look at the numbers, he doesn't really finish at the rim that well. But the 3-point shooting is there. I think he had like a decent mid range too. So like that's gonna be there for him. But what I really want to see, he struggled this today, but this is one of those things where it's just gonna take time. The playmaking. I felt like they were trying to get him to be a lot more of a playmaker today. It didn't quite work out. I don't know how many turnovers he had. I don't know if anybody has a stat, but I felt like a
He had six
lot.
turnovers.
Huh?
He had 6 turnovers.
He had 6 turnovers. Woo!
Yeah, according to the stats, yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, I know yeah. So today it looked like he was trying to be that lead guard in places for Deuce, or even kind of playing that Derrick Rose role when he's like, I'm gonna make the play off the secondary action, and it didn't quite work out. 6 turnovers not good, but I'm just hoping that thing kind of cleans itself up as he gets more acclimated with the team. I think it'll come. I think it'll come.
I definitely think it'll come. He'll be okay. It just takes time. His adrenaline and trying to do the everything, trying to win the fans over. I know that's probably in the back of new players' minds. Let me show y'all what you got. So once he's settled in and that's over, I think we'll see more from Dante.
Yeah, like once he starts slowly, he's gonna get us some easy buckets. We already know 90th percentile when it comes to the steals, a la Josh Hart. So he's gonna get some breakaway dunks, and the fans are gonna love him. He's gonna dive on the floor, and the fans are gonna love him. And there's gonna be time where he gets open, clean looks at three, especially if he's on the floor with Jalen Brunson, because he's gonna give you those looks, and fans gonna love him when he hits those open, clean looks for three. So it's gonna be a process, but it's gonna come along. It's gonna come along.
I got a prediction that most of the New York fans will absolutely love him by the time this the end of the season. I'll give you All Star break, not even the end of the season. We go All Star break. Because what happened?
Yo, Ryan is saying Ryan saw you saw a comment, Ryan?
Yes, I saw a comment because you see, this is what I'm talking about. All right, so we got Keith Turner in the chat, right? And he's saying that Dante's a starter in this league, Grimes ain't it. And I'm like, after watching the games tonight, how can you say Grimes is not it when the dude is pretty much one of the top performers tonight and showing that when he's on, he's on. And his defense on top of that, like, how can you say after watching Grimes tonight that Grimes ain't it in the starting lineup and watch Dante's performance tonight and say that he is a starter in this league? Like, I don't understand based off of one performance tonight. Like, come on, man. We gonna start the BS early in preseason?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Here's the thing. You guys have to realize how young these players are and where they are in the development. Grimes was injured for half the season his first season and part of the second season. Ends up starting. As soon as he comes back from injury, struggles in the beginning because he's getting used to playing starters and the other team's best players for starters minutes for the first time in his career. So, like, you have to give players time to acclimate themselves to a system and learn. You cannot judge a player off of a 1 year having significant minutes, coming off an injury, first time being a starter. I remember people saying, "Oh, this guy can't shoot. This guy can't shoot," because he started missing. I'm like, I'm telling you, by the time the end of the season happens, he's gonna be shooting 38, 39% from three. And by the time the season ended, what happened? 38% 3-point shot.
I know a lot of folk, they kill Grimes because they say his lack of creativity sometimes, and also how they don't want him just to stand in the corner. But I'm gonna keep saying, Derrick Rose said the quiet part out loud. He said that it's more freedom in Memphis, like you got guys that can do their thing. We already know that Tibbs holds a tight ship, so a lot of times these kids can't go out the box. They got to stay in the system or they sit down. And when you have people on your your back, like the Dantes and the IQs, you're going to do what you have to stay on the court. So sometimes that looks like he's just standing in the corner, but maybe that's what Tibbs has set up for him.
Yeah, I feel like Tibbs tries to like aggressively extend roles sometimes, and sometimes he just doesn't. Like for instance, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's trainer was begging Mitch to be in the post because he's been practicing post moves all day, but you haven't seen any post moves all preseason. But it worked.
Maybe they're trying to surprise us.
Yeah,
maybe they're trying to.
Exactly. Like, I know he worked on it though, because Mitch's trainer is saying he worked on it, but the coaching staff has to allow it. So it is what it is. Now on the flip side, they told Grimes to be more aggressive this season. That's what they said. But then they pulled him one preseason game for being aggressive, and I already made a rant. It's funny. This is before you got here, Ebony. I ranted about that. Remember, right? I ranted about that the game one. I was like, y'all told him to be aggressive, and as soon as he was aggressive, y'all pulled him.
They sat him down.
I was mad. I was big mad. So sometimes it is the coach, but also just give the kid time to grow. The man is still on a rookie contract. Like, chill. A little bit. Just a little bit. Give him time.
Really? Don't you want to see what you have in total? Like, let him go a little bit.
Yeah.
You need to see what he's capable of. Tibbs, come on, let the reins go a little bit.
Like, what was Dante even averaging year one?
Well, last year? You mean?
No, year one.
About year one.
Oh, year one. Probably not, because he was struggling to get on the floor, I believe.
Yeah, was it the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
with
curious
the Bucks.
now. I'm just curious now.
I know, right? I gotta look it up now.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, because I know he was on that stacked Bucks team. So I mean, minutes were hard to come by to begin with when he first came into the league.
Mm-hmm. But yo, shout out to everybody. I know we went off on a tangent. Keith Turner was like, "Don't holler at your child."
Because I had to get into the comments right quick. That's my fault.
No,
my fault, Keith. If your feelings are hurt, my fault, guy. My fault, my guy.
Nah, I understand, Ryan. Though I don't like the pitting players against each other all the time either. I get it. Right. Just be blessed that we have we have so many guards that you want to start. Like we're blessed, I guess. Like
yeah.
Right.
We're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, because I mean, you have McBride playing like that, and he's basically the third point guard on the roster. I mean, that's something to be proud of.
That is something. It's something to be proud of, the development that's happening on this team. Now, where we're seeing steps taken by everybody. We've seen IQ take steps last year from a guy who was kind of discombobulated to being a 6 man of the year candidate, and we're seeing steps from McBride this year. So it's a good problem to have. It's good to see all of our youth starting to take a step in the right direction. I'm enjoying seeing it.
Me too.
What do you guys think of Mitch and iHeart's performance today?
I think both of them overhelped a lot more than sometimes in situations than they needed to. I think KP had got like a couple of shots because of the overhelp, like clean looks, because they were trying to come over, but they didn't really have to. Either take the to the lesser evils, I guess. You don't leave KP, you know. um, so I think that was it. But I like what I saw. I didn't like that air ball by iHeart.
Nah,
I'm I'm hoping he can get that 3-pointer to go. That would
man,
help
me
us
too.
tremendously. That would help us out tremendously. Like that'd be like I'm telling y'all the perfect center. If he could hit that shot, we have the perfect center.
He keeps head
We
faking and posting people from that three. He's not confident. I don't know what it is. He was confident in LA. When he's get here, he's pump faking. Like he's doing last year Quentin Grimes situation. Like stop pump faking, shoot the ball. Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all right, and I just like Mitch's dominance. You could tell even with KP, it doesn't really matter who's down there. He's a menace on them boards. They can't move him. It seems right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's just every time KP went over, he was getting an offensive rebound. If I see Boston, they beat us, but if that's going to be a problem for them. I've seen that happen a lot. As soon as KP goes to help, they're so weak on the other side when it comes to rebounding and defending. So that's why I'm not sold on the Boston team. I'm not.
Yeah, they're injury away for me, really. But like the thing is, though, when they're healthy, when you have a guy who's a stretch five and can hit at the top of the key, not the corners, when that stretch five can hit at the top of the key, it puts so much pressure on your defense, especially your centers, because that's how you end up in that overhelp situation. You have these centers who are, trained to kind of drop and cover the penetrating guard at the foul line, and then your center's just back there chilling. KP back there chilling, popping threes with so much time, and it's really hard to guard that when you have a center who can really shoot, which is why I would love for iHeart to really be confident, take a summer just shooting like 100 threes a day or something, or 1,000 threes a day or something like that, because that would really round out our center rotation if we have Mitch be that guy who blocks shots and helps, and we have iHeart who stretches the floor. It would be the perfect complement.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Like whatever style you want to play center wise, we can do that.
Exactly.
And I like that. I like that. But we gotta get iHeart in the gym. He gotta sleep in the gym this whole season. We need that 3-pointer to come down. Go down.
Exactly. Like Roby, damn it. Be like Roby, all right?
Roby, now he played better today. I seen the effort and hustle today. I was killing him in the pregame space, but
I know.
he showed something a little bit today. I gotta give credit when it's due. He showed a little bit
I told
better
Ryan,
showing.
I told Ryan before you came on I was gonna make fun of you because Roby played good. I said,
Yeah, Roby today.
I'm not big on him, but I'm gonna give credit when it's due. He should. It was a better showing today.
So go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
No, I mean, pretty much when it comes to Mitch, like first and foremost, I'm gonna say this: guarding KP at the three is nearly impossible anyway because the dude has range and the dude is like 7'3". So I mean, he's gonna shoot over the top anyway. So whether it's Mitch, iHeart, any like KP's gonna be a problem for any big to really guard on the perimeter to begin with. But besides that, I like what I saw from Mitch tonight. Same dominance on the boards, same defensive presence. He's always going to give you that in iHeart. I do like the fact that when he's on the court, the Knicks run the offense through him sometimes because, he is such a good passer for a big man. So I like that as well. And iHeart played with a lot of hustle today as well. So, I mean, basically with Mitch and iHeart, you already know what you're going to get from the both of them. Both of them played well tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's Sims hit a floater today too. That was something interesting to see. Like he hit like a little floater in that in the circle, which is good because it kind of extends the offense a little bit. I guess that's the Hartenstein special. That little
little push shot.
Yeah, that little push shot from the circle. So that was nice to see. And I'm just giving Roby some props because he was getting killed. He was getting killed because of his performance in Summer League. Rightfully so. He wasn't playing well in Summer League. But like I said, I heard he was injured. He was injured coming into Summer League. And he was working himself back into shape. Today, he looked a lot sharper. Even defensively, he looked a little bit sharper today. And shot 3 or 4 from 3. Looked really confident. I what I saw. He's fighting, man. He's fighting, and we need a
It was
stretch
it was a
four.
better showing.
Definitely a better showing.
I
Definitely a better.
still would have liked to have seen Jacob though.
And that was my next
Mike,
question. What happened?
I guess we got too high on the top end, and then Tibbs was like, "Oh no, slow your
Not again.
it's like we're not going through this again. We're not going through this again.
Exactly. Trade him to Indiana.
He said, "Oh, we ain't going through this. This is sim down. Just we're not even gonna don't put him in. Let them wonder."
Yeah, I was like, man, okay, he had a nice little stint in that first game, and then you never see him again. I was kind of confused. Unless I don't know if anything is happening in practice, or they just love him so much that they've seen enough. I don't know. That's so weird.
I don't know. Roby must be a very great practice player then, because I'm not today. Today I seen okay, but I'm not sold on him.
Well, he had a decent showing when he was in OKC. They just have so many young players
in that position.
Yeah, like you see how well we let go of Obi, and that would hurt. This is you know how Knicks fans they get mad that we don't draft every year. What happens when you do draft every year is you get these draft picks that you just let walk, and that's Isaiah Roby, and they're gonna be doing that like every year for the next I don't know how many years because they have like a gazillion first round picks.
Didn't they give up one of their youngins today? Just in like a giveaway almost with the Oladipo and Kevin Porter. I think Jerome, what's his name, Earls or something like that. I can't remember.
Is it Earl Johnson?
Sounds familiar, but yeah. So that you're right. They might just be trying to sneak people out of there.
Yeah, people just keep drafting. If you don't stick in a year or two, you don't get it. I'll draft somebody else. Like that's they just keep letting go little young players. So it's like it's gonna happen with them.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. But yeah. Isaiah, nice showing by Isaiah. He showed me something. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to mention? Anything else that I'm missing? Were you impressed by the Bob Myers news that said he was impressed by the Knicks and where they are compared to before Leon Rose got here till now?
Right.
I mean, Bob Myers is right because look at where the Knicks were when before Leon Rose got here. Look where the Knicks are now. Like the Knicks have a core in place that could potentially be a perennial playoff team. And on top of that, the Knicks are probably maybe one or two moves away from becoming a legit contender. So, I mean, the way Leon Rose is, I know Leon Rose, has split opinions among Knicks fans, but I think if you look at his work objectively, do you agree with everything that Leon Rose has done, every move that he has made? No. But can you say that he has a Knicks as a team in a good place? Yes, he does.
Yeah, we were like a 20-something win team before he got here, and now we've been in the playoffs 3 times. Our books are pretty much clear with contracts that aren't overly expensive. We have first round picks, and we're just in a good position. This is the best position we've been in years. The one other thing that Bob Myers says is our next move could define the next 4 years, which is also big. And he also said it's hard to go from bad to good, but it's even harder to go from good to great. So our next move has to be our best move. Going from good to great might be the toughest part, but I think these guys are up for the challenge. We'll see what happens.
I agree with Bob Myers. I'm a fan of Bob actually and his work. I love Golden State and what they've built. And I've always wished the New York Knicks would mimic it. So to see a front office kind of doing that, I'm ecstatic with it. And just to hear somebody outside in such a big outside voice have good things to say about our organization should show the kind of reset that this front office has done just in the way people look at us.
Right.
see on ESPN, we're getting fair analysis now, mostly because he's not giving them interviews. So you either maybe they feel if we do it right, he'll give us one. You understand?
For
So
real.
you see the effects. You see it when it comes to trading, the trade rumors or whatever it is. We don't know if it's true because they're not even talking to us. One.
Mm-hmm.
And then two is just that the fact that we won't get fleeced. We refuse to get fleeced, and that's resetting how GMs have to work with us. And I think what Bob he sees, what a lot of people, what I try to get a lot of people to see is team building.
Yeah.
Bob was a master of that, of drafting your pieces, which they did, and putting the complementary pieces around it for them. Some pieces you might be like, what, why would they do it? But it always works out for Golden State, one way or another. Zaza. You see
Mm-hmm.
the Sean Livingstons
Mm-hmm.
revived their career. David Lee went over there and did his thing.
Yep.
David West.
Yep.
So they always found pieces around, not big pieces, just
The right
players that
piece.
knew their role and how to star in it. So I
Yes.
think Bob may see a little bit of that in with the Knicks. We have all the supporting pieces. I think we have the puzzle. We may be just missing a piece instead of needing the whole puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Like we have the supporting cast,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if the Knicks become consistent, if the Knicks become consistent in winning, like back to back to back, that maybe a star will say, "Hey, I think I can take them over the top."
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like he knows something. I feel like he knows something because one of his statements was there are whispers about people wanting to come to the Knicks now, and it's not just people saying it anymore. It can really happen because of the pieces that they have mounted. So I feel like he know. I
Remember,
feel like he knows something. Like we know something because we
maybe.
follow Ian and those guys, but he's in the trenches. So I feel like he really knows something.
Yeah. And then you remember after the fluke fourth seed had happened, how we had LeBron James talking about Madison Square Garden, and we had everybody talking about the garden is loud and rocking and all this
Mm-hmm.
other stuff. And then the next year we flopped.
Yeah.
So like the sizzle kind of went away from that. And remember we even had Dame looking at us, maybe, maybe that is a possibility. But then we flopped. So he's like,
Yeah.
no,
No. No.
that's
No.
not happening. That's not happening. And then we got Brunson, so it was like we was like, that's not happening. We don't need a Dame right now. That makes no sense. So yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. And if we just do it year after year, maybe we'll get that Kawhi where he
Maybe.
says, "Hey, I can help that team," or like Harden is trying to get to the Clippers.
Right.
Maybe
No, I
maybe we
agree.
could get that player, and we won't get fleeced.
You won't get fleet. You can't. This and yo, shout out to Tommy Beer because Tommy Beer was the first person who came on our show who was like of media where we did an interview that was like, and we interviewed him right after Leon Rose came to the Knicks. You can check in the archives for the KOT show for that interview. And remember, Ryan, we were skeptical. We was like, why in the hell would we hire an agent?
Yeah, agent. Yeah.
And it's like, I know Golden State hired the agent, but just because they hired an agent and it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for us. And so far it's working. So far it's
Yeah.
working. And Tommy was like, man, he's a smart guy. He's well respected around the league. He has a lot of connections. And I think we'll actually be fine. He actually talked me off the ledge because I was not feeling it first until Tommy actually talked to us. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a chance. And so far, so good. Like we said earlier, a lot of moves that we do not like. Don't like the Kemba move. Evan Fournier is the end move. But Obi to me is the worst move that this regime has made so far. Yeah, trading Obi for second round picks in quarter order was bad for real. I don't like that move at
Bag
all.
of Skittles.
Yeah, pack of Skittles, ice pop, whatever. Like that was horrible. But in the
Nice
long
spot.
haul, when you miss the playoff year after year after year, and we made the playoffs, 2 out of 3 years, and we still have assets and we still can go to the next level, you have to look at this front office and go, you know what? They did a good job. And they're doing a good job. But there's still more work to be done. All right. All right, yo.
Yes, definitely.
All right, salute. I don't know if you have anything to say, Ryan. Or you good to go?
I'm good to go. I have a broad pick though, but that's about it.
Oh, let's get to it. You've been killing the Giants all preseason, so
Well, my broad pick tonight has nothing to do with the Giants. Even though they lost to the Bills, they showed up that game. And unfortunately, the last play of the game, pass interference, they didn't call it. It is what it is. But tonight, my broad pick goes to Brian Scalabrine because since I'm living here in Indianapolis, I was stuck watching the game on NBA TV, and you know how NBA TV does.
yeah.
Wherever the game is at home, that's the broadcast you hear. And this man, Brian Scalabrine, was over there salivating over every good play that the Celtics did against the Knicks B and C team. I'm like, it's preseason, my guy. Like, why are you so hyped against the Knicks B and C team? I'm like, yo, if the regular season, like if the Celtics have the lead going into the second quarter, this man must be like, everything is basketball. Like,
Man, y'all should not be hyped that y'all beat McBride's mans in them. It's like that should not be your look. That is not
according to Brian, Miles was reminding him a little bit of AI with the layup move. When he went over, he said, "Yeah, I saw a quote that said it was AI like the AI used to do that move when he made the left hand, in transition."
All right. I'm sorry, the name threw me off. I can kind of.
He was like AI, like not his whole game. It's just that move.
Okay, all right, my bad. I was about to go crazy for a second. Until I put it in perspective, you explain it to me. Yeah, that was a nice little. Because that's one of Miles McBride's shortcomings too. Coming into the league was he wasn't able to finish, so it was good to see him finish like that. So yeah, salute to Miles McBride.
And through the contact too. It was a little contact.
Yeah. Bruh picked the Scalabrine for that bit.
Bruh.
All right.
What they used to call him? What was his nickname? Oh, dang.
Red Mamba.
There you go, Lord.
Lord. Oh man! Shout out! I thought the bro pick was for Jada Pinkett. I thought he was gonna go there, but Scott.
Oh well, I mean, she can get a bro pick as well, but I'm just sick and tired of hearing everything about Jada Pinkett, so I didn't even want to bring it up.
You're
to
right.
Be honest,
brother, me can bring it up. My bad, bruh. All right, yo, let me just shout out the chat real quick, and then we're gonna be out of here. Shout out to Keith Turner. Shout out to SK. Shout out to Knicks Are Nice. Shout out to King Ja. Terry Mosley. Everybody else is rocking with the show. I saw Sherwin in here earlier. Shout out to Sherwin. Do you guys see any comments that you want to that's worth mentioning that you want to shout out? Then we can end the show.
It's not comments.
I don't know. I mean, people in the comment section are pretty much arguing about like young cores and which young core is better and things like that. So I mean, yeah.
Gotcha. I can't see the tweet, but whoever. Thank you guys for welcoming me on the chat. I seen some of them earlier, so I can't find it now. Sorry, y'all. But thank you.
Yeah. Yo, don't y'all show some love. Everybody's over here killing it, man. Killing it.
Thank you.
They're killing it. She act like she been here for a minute. Came here mad comfortable. Somebody said hit the gunshots for the culture. I got you. Wait, I don't know if you can hear it. My gunshots might be muted, but hopefully y'all heard. All right. Y'all, when I get the audio fixed up, you'll hear all the little sound stuff. All right. But thank you guys for watching. That is our show. If you like the show, please hit that like button and please hit the subscribe button. Please. Also share. Also, definitely check out that Dexter interview. Okay. I was on YouTube, NY Sports. That's NY. The interview with Dexter. We talked about the game show, Knick Tack Toe. If you guys want to play Knick Tack Toe, you already know, hit us up. We give away, it's prizes, man. We give away $25 gift cards to get Knick gear. So it's not just you it's not just you play, you get something. I mean, so if you want to play, put yourself out there, go against Knicks fans. Email us at the Knick of Time podcast at gmail.com or hit us on Twitter. You get to play Knick Tack Toe. All right. Or even you got some beef with another Knicks fan and y'all tired of arguing, you just want to settle it and prove that you better. Like you don't know nothing, just take it to Nick Tacto. Call him out. You can call him out on Twitter. It's like we don't gotta argue no more.
Yeah.
Call him out on Twitter. We go on Nick Tacto and we'll settle it there. And and after you win or they win, that's it.
I agree. I'm be like, that's gonna be my new line on Twitter. Set it on Nick Tacto. Just go.
On Nick Tacto. All this arguing back and forth and nah. Go to Nick Tacto back.
Y'all want to see who know?
All right. All right, cool. All right, that is our show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Ryan G. Thank you, Ebony. Yeah, we will see you tomorrow. I feel like Ebony, you doing the Liberty game, right?
Yeah, let's go Liberty.
Let's go Liberty. Yeah. Hopefully Liberty wins the ship. I might not be here tomorrow, but I might be. We'll see. But there will be a show no matter what. There will be a show no matter what. I thought I was gonna be busy tomorrow, but I might be here. So stay tuned. All right. Either way, Lee and Ryan G will definitely be here, possibly me. But stay tuned tomorrow. That is our show. We out this mug.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.